Good afternoon, my name's Roger Owen. I've been promising to make some videos about life in the Philippines, doing business here, relationships, if it's possible to make friends, which in the central Luzon area around Metro Manila, highly unlikely that you'll make friends with Filipinos. How they treat their animals, a whole gamut. But today I just want to share with you some bad experiences when it comes to how they do treat animals. It's no big secret. The Philippines is nasty when it comes to abusing animals, cockfights. Their cock arenas where they have the rooster fights is actually larger and more popular than any high school sports game. It's just a nasty environment. This baby kitten, which is now I've had it about 3 weeks. I don't know if it's male or female. If you can tell the difference, take a peek. I'm not too sure what it is. Like a piece of garbage, they threw it out on the street. And right now it's hungry. I'm going to show you how I've been feeding it. But just I'm for a loss of words. The way they treat animals is just unbelievable. Like I said, when I found it, they threw it on the sidewalk in front of our office like a piece of garbage. Couldn't find its mother. I picked it up. I've been feeding it, with a small little plastic syringe here and some milk. And I'm just going to show it to you and everything, and just keep on going, as I do this. The really sad thing about it, I ran for Congress back in 2006 and 2008, and one of my I had many issues, but one was obviously giving Americans the same opportunities that we give these immigrants that come into America. To say the very least, it seems like America gives all these countries that literally hate us our tax money, and they do nothing for Americans that get tired of the American system and they move to one of these other countries. America does nothing to protect us. I mean, absolutely nothing. At least the Philippines, they go to other countries and fight for these Filipinos that go abroad. But as far as America, we have absolutely no protection whatsoever. What's even worse, it's been out in the news lately that you talk bad about the U.S., no big deal. They'll just take a damn special forces SWAT team after you and just go out and assassinate you. Show me another country in the world that does that to their citizens, in other countries. Just absolutely shameful. As far as, like I said, I don't want to get too sidetracked today. I'll talk about American policy and future videos. Today I just want to focus on the way they treat their animals. As you can see, this little one it doesn't even know what its mother is. I married a Filipina, and as far as I think it's a female, as far as she's concerned, we're its mother. But there's just thousands and thousands of little baby animals like this. They literally get killed. And when I say killed, let me show you. This is how nasty Filipinos are. They'll make a long stick that looks something like this here, with a piece of wire around it. They'll put it around the neck. Usually it's cats, and they literally cut its head off with this wire. Now, even in this neighborhood, and I don't live in a squatter area, I rent a fairly nice home, about 100 square meters on a 320 square meter lot. There's this yellow young male cat that came into my yard with its head almost cut off from something like that. And of course I nursed it back to health. It still has a horrible scar going around its neck, and I called it Lucky, L-U-C-K-Y, Lucky, for being lucky just to be alive. Now, ironically, Laki is the Tagalog word for male. And so, to say the very least, there's a lot of things about the Philippines that the country is beautiful. You know, the women, you know, they're most of the time they make fairly decent wives. The guys, they, especially if you're white with a thin nose and if your circumference isn't greater than your height, in other words, if you don't look like a beach ball, you know, you're considered fairly presentable here. And you know, the women, you know, they a lot of the Filipinas, you know, they prefer a foreign relationship. But on the other side of the coin, the guys just absolutely despise us. They do not like us at all. We don't live that far away from, you know, the U.S. Air Base called Clark. And I know some of the guys that used to work there. They loved the dollar, but they hated the American. And, you know, that's just something we need to keep in mind. Why is Washington sending our tax money to all these people that physically hate us? Now, the Visayas is south of the Philippines. It's in the central of the country. It's South Manila. You go into the Visayas, or you go into you know, Mindanao, which they say Mindanao is so bad, nothing like Manila. Yes, you're going to have bad areas in Mindanao where you have the extremists, but down there we're treated with more respect. They happen, you know, it's possible to be friends with them. In the Metro Manila area, the vast majority, they hate you with a passion. They literally hate you. They look at Americans and most foreigners as walking ATM machines, something that should be obviously scammed and kicked out of the country. And yet these same Filipinos, you know, they have the opportunity to go to these other countries. We're talking between 12 to 15 million. We're not talking just a couple. They're given opportunities to go there, to live, to work. Some of them never return back to this third world cesspool of a country that Filipinos literally screwed up. Because let's be honest, this country was given to them. This country was named for them. They had no name before the Spaniards came along. It was the Spaniards that named the Philippines. And to say the very least, after America's left, the Philippines has done one direction, straight down, becoming the most corrupt, most backward country in all of Asia. After the American bases pulled out, that's where you start seeing millions of Filipinos going abroad, you know, trying to be OFWs, that's overseas workers, you know, working in other countries, because they did not want to work and live in a country that was ran by their own kind called Filipino. I'm going to stop for now, and you know, I just want to say thank you for, you know, looking at, you know, this video and, you know, some of the problems that as a foreigner, you know, we have in this country. And one of them obviously is the way they treat their animals. If they don't show their animals something less than them, a little bit of respect, how can we expect them to, you know, show any kind of respect to us or anybody else? And so, you know, thank you for this opportunity, and have a good day. Bye-bye now.